listen, we're back. It's been a couple of weeks, so we're trying to remember how to use everything.
I think Reese's sending emojis that were a hot mess.
We are a hot mess. And speaking of which, I'm.
Are you hot?
Warm.
Do you have moisture in the air?
I'm steaming my glasses. No, it's all good. It's because I'm stressed.
Why are you stressed?
Well,
it's spring break. She really should not be stressed.
No.
But we do, you guys. Let's start with the new merch.
Oh, we didn't bring the pens and stickers in.
No, but we have pictures of those on our
Yeah, we do.
So, guys, if you want, which you're wearing, you should model yours.
Yeah.
If you want merch, guys, we have. Oh, God.
Oh,
Watch
gosh.
out the camera.
We're going to knock the camera over.
So,
Wrong
guys,
camera.
so
We're
cute.
going for it. We're going
we
for
also
it.
have, which we can order for you in various colors.
Oh, that's right. The camera's up here.
Yeah,
Camera's up here. Wrong camera. Wrong camera.
Whoa. So, if you want merch, we have bracelets, we have stickers, we have pens. We have amazing cups you can order.
We're pretty excited.
We're going to get some shirts.
We're working on some
shirts.
Which
we want everyone
to get a merch store.
We are going to have to get a merch store, which we will tie to our account.
I'm excited about having a merch store.
I'm excited too.
I think we're going to be famous. I think the people from DC. Okay,
guys.
So we'll talk about DC for just a minute,
but like our time in DC.
Just our time, yeah. We'll have more stories later, but. Shout out to Julie.
Shout out to Kristen.
And Nancy.
From DC.
And Alex, our night hallway guy.
Oh my God. All of
kids
them.
In the room.
What about Catherine?
World Strides. Shout out to Amy and World Strides.
And Catherine from World Strides.
Catherine. Okay, Catherine, our host, was amazing.
So cool.
Amazing.
Like literally, if we wanted to add stuff. Oh my gosh, she was amazing, you guys. We still have not recovered from sleep. And we
traveled with such a great group. But we shared our merch with people in DC, so we're going to be famous. We were just...
Not only that, on the airlines. And they were so excited.
Our flight attendants...
On all the flights.
They were pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Because sometimes you get cranky flight attendants.
Well, and after traveling, I can see why some people would be cranky with
I 100%. I mean, I think I felt a little cranky myself a few times.
Well, also, I didn't tell you. I told the other ladies I was with today, but I saw, so Kristen found me on social media, so I'll have to, I woke up to a friend request, but I saw, she's already on the road again for like another tournament or
for another
science thing, but their flight was delayed 2 or 3 hours. So, and remember they had a 2-hour drive. So they didn't get home until 5 in the morning.
Yeah.
So we really can't complain. They're from Chicago.
Our kids were nearly in tears when they found out we were delayed, 40 minutes-ish?
Yeah, not
30 minutes,
not
40 minutes, not at all. And I thought the poor world was going to end at the airport. Kids were everybody was tired.
I feel like the adults were more on edge at the airport.
A little bit.
We were.
I think it was just because we were so tired.
Well, and we flew Southwest home, so
first
we didn't
of all,
get
it wasn't our airport in DC. Everybody held it together in DC. It was when we got to our layover in Denver.
That was it.
Denver got tough because they forgot to give us seat assignments, and then they gave seat assignments to the standby people that hopped the plane before they gave us seat assignments, and so it was a little bit of a hot mess, but it worked out. And we got home, and our stewardess, he was an absolute, well, the stewardess on the first one.
Oh my gosh, delightful.
She was amazing.
Also it was her second career that she went into.
She was a teacher.
At 50, yes. So she decided to leave teaching.
Yeah.
And go, at 52, she became a flight attendant. Yeah. And she loves it. Her home base is LA. She has 2, LA and Vegas. And her kids and grandkids live in both. So it's really, it's a pretty sweet deal.
And our gal from World Strides, Catherine.
Oh my God.
She was like, when you're ready to retire, she's like, you guys have to find a duo thing. And take kids on tours. We got some sweet retirement advice.
Well, and one of the places was Arlington National Cemetery, where her husband what she was very open about was they were married 4 years, I think together 10. And then he was in the military. I forget which branch, but he was training was it the Air Force? So he was doing a helicopter training and a rope activity. She was actually on a World Strides tour and had lost her phone, much like any of us do on a normal day. Right. And so finally someone got a hold of her. Her husband was in an accident. The rope broke on the helicopter and he passed away. So he was actually buried at Arlington, which was so like pretty special. Like it was
a profound tour. Like it was probably one of the favorite
Marine.
Marine. That's right. He was a Marine. We did talk about that because my dad was a Marine, and her and I were chatting about that. But it was so heavy, but so amazing.
I feel like for the schools that traveled with us, like from Illinois and everything, like it made it so much more relatable.
Yeah, especially being with somebody that had somebody buried there, because she really talked to the kids about displaying the proper emotions.
For sure.
And how to connect. I mean,
she was so open with it. She was like, ask me, like keep asking me. And also, the group we traveled with, which Kristen didn't tell us the story, so I'm going to have her email us, but one of their school alumni lost their life overseas when they went to serve in the military. So they had initially brought a wreath and we were going to walk there, but we didn't have the time, so they laid it at Kennedy's.
Yeah.
But I do want to hear about that, and I think maybe we could do like a FaceTime thing with her so she could tell the story. This teacher we traveled with was amazing. Super amazing. She has 2 kids of her own that she and her husband adopted in their teens.
The kids were in their teens when they adopted them.
Yeah, the kids were, now they're older. But yeah, so she said they're like in their 20s now and in college, so all that stuff. But I mean, you never know what's going to happen when you travel with schools that you don't know. But luckily, like when I went to Costa Rica, the school we traveled from Texas was amazing. And the adults are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, one of the parents from Illinois, her son was on the trip. And he was special needs, but by the end of the trip, he was so comfortable. And she also was a SPED teacher.
No, she's a
behavioral specialist.
Behavioral specialist.
Okay, well, she was so calm and lovely, and just, I mean, not everyone was calm. We were chill. I think we walked a total of almost 30 miles during walking.
We walked so many.
But miles. It was I loved it. That was probably one of my favorites.
Not classroom step miles where you walk, stop. I mean, we were hauling. My little legs were trying to keep up. I'm like, I don't have very big strides. I did a tour of bathrooms across DC.
Yes, she did.
I visited them all. What
did you say your favorite was?
Actually, the one I was the most worried about was actually one of the cleanest ones, which was at the 9/11 memorial at the Pentagon.
Yes.
I was a little worried because it was a trailer. I was like, ooh.
Oh, but it was one of the fancy trailers.
Yeah. No, that was really
air
nice.
Conditioning. We got perfect weather.
The bathrooms at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, those bathrooms were beautiful.
When we say she did a tour of bathrooms, it's like my food tour.
All of them. Yeah.
Hello, Sightless Mirror. Hello. We're excited you're all joining us.
Oh, Sightless Mirror.
Sightless,
like a mirror, but you can't see.
There's sight. Okay.
Sight. Maybe they're blind.
Okay. Well, we do not know names.
Yes.
Because, up until May, we can't really
use names.
But once again, since we have more people now, we have merch. If you guys want merch.
Selling cups,
stickers, pens.
Let me see if I can get up the camera one more time. Here we go.
Yeah, there you go. There it is.
Yep.
And we have a video of me opening mine. So cute.
With a cute little apple,
we'll have
a mustache.
That we're hoping
and we've got pens and stickers. Pens and stickers.
Yeah, we're here for you guys.
Yeah.
We're here for the people.
Okay.
So with the bathroom. So I thought the bathrooms at the Capitol were very nice. Oh,
Those
also,
were nice. Yeah.
At the Capitol, so all of the adults who have traveled with us now know that I have a problem. And it is one that I'm willing to admit on camera, that every time I see a dog, whether it's a service dog or
She
not,
needs to touch it.
and this one at the Capitol had shoes on, so it was like a fancy dog.
I was yelling to her, nope, let's go.
I said to the lady, look, I know your dog's working. The shoes are everything. And she goes,
I thought we were going to lose Allie at the Capitol. Our tour left, and I'm like yelling for her. She's still off with the dog.
well, not only that, she was like, it's okay. So I got down on the ground, got lots of dog kisses. I think I embarrassed everyone. I was told a couple times that other dogs were working. Whatever. Anyway, I feel like I'm
boundaries, Allie. Boundaries.
Which with dogs, I have none. But if you have a service animal, clearly you can bring it anywhere. We did meet a lot of nice National Guard policemen.
Yeah, there were so many extra people working.
The Pentagon.
We
met a really nice officer.
Yeah, there were so many Capitol Police and so many.
I felt very safe.
Yeah, there were servicemen everywhere, and they were super nice. We just made sure we said hi and thanked them for their service because they're out there working their tails off.
Oh my God.
We're doing the touristy thing, and mind you, there were thousands of kids on tours. There were so many tour groups. And what I love is that each tour group had their own little identifying thing. Ours wore a lighted mohawk,
like a band,
at night, so we could make sure we all stayed together.
Well, because when I was doing this training a few years ago, and I did the adult DC trip to see how this all would work. Mm-hmm. Our guide, he was amazing. I feel like his name was Michael, but I can't remember because it's so long ago. And so we went to Lincoln Memorial, and they give us things to find the misspelling on this or the error or whatever. So I was all into it, find where Martin Luther King stood. I was way into it. Some total history buff like you. And there's all these lighted World Stride signs because apparently everyone else is doing their training too. And they do this so you know who's with who, and so the kids don't get lost. Well, I ended up with the wrong group when I was doing my training. And I'm looking around, and I had been traveling with these adults for a few days, and I'm like, definitely not my group.
Yeah.
So found my group, but did tell this story, and Catherine, our tour guide, was like, don't worry, I have a mohawk, a lighted, and sure as heck, she did.
Yeah, but Mrs. Wright, I still followed the wrong group at the Iwo Jima Memorial because we're reading Code Talker, and I wanted to get pictures of all these battles and islands that we're reading about right now. I thought how fun for my students.
To bring it to life.
Yeah, and it's probably more fun for me than my students. But my one 7th grader, I was telling him, I was like, I'm gonna get these pictures. And at the time, everybody was still doing selfies at the front of the memorial.
Right.
So I went all the way around, and and I'm taking pictures. And when I get back to the other side, I had heard somebody say, "Hey, we're leaving," and so I was like, okay, great, it's time. I got it. No, so I followed her, but it was where we got dropped off. So I follow another group down the stairs, and I'm looking at these kids, and
was that when we boarded the bus? And I'm like, my work wife is still out.
First
or was
of all,
that different?
it was totally different. They were all speaking, I think Japanese or Chinese, one or the other, and I was like, this is not my item. But my group. And
she thought it was because in the other group we did.
And so I was like, okay, so I start looking around, and it's night, mind you. It is night. I didn't panic. I'm an adult. I was like, I've got a phone. It will work. And no sooner had I gotten back around the memorial, and I'm looking, and I'm like, everybody here is speaking Japanese. There is nobody speaking English any longer at the Iwo Jima Memorial. And Allie calls me, and she's like, hey, where are you? We're on the bus. I'm like, well, I have followed the wrong tour group back to where our bus was.
But we will never leave a person behind.
She's like, the bus has moved to the other side.
It did. It totally did.
And I was like, sweet. So I came across the other side of the memorial, and she waved.
She got more steps in.
I did. Oh my God, I did get more steps in. But for just for a moment, maybe I was going to meet another student in Japan next week because I almost got on the wrong bus with the wrong group. But it was okay. I did not.
You did not. And a hot tip, we did learn something about DC. So where we were, there's like rows and rows of food trucks. And we are both big food truck people. Like, we love food trucks.
Yeah.
But we were told
today.
that
Shout out to the pretzel
truck. We were told by Catherine, our guide, like, none of them, like I'm from like California, where everything usually has a code.
I have fed my children at these food trucks on prior trips. I'm going to tell you that.
One of the parents and I were like, let's see if this, like, we were like, let's go get ice cream on one and see if we really get diarrhea.
Yeah.
But we didn't, because
one drove past and there were dirty dishes just piled all over the
There's
windows.
no seams.
And I was like,
nothing is up to code.
And I remember looking at you and a couple other adults that were with us. And I'm like, I have fed my kids at those trucks on more than one trip.
Oh, my kid loves food trucks. And he was with us.
I usually get like but I feel like the ice cream bars that are wrapped.
That's how I felt. That's why I told the parent, I was like, let's go get ice cream.
She made it sound like it's probably been melted and unmelted and who knows where it's been.
Like the hallway pizza situation.
Like, don't even touch the wrapper.
Like the hallway pizza.
Yeah, the hallway pizza that are
where my own kid, on the way down to the pool, I'm like, at almost 10 o'clock.
Where did you get the pizza?
What are you, no, I'm like, what are you eating? Yeah. I was like, pizza I found in the hallway. And I'm like, and mind you, we feed her.
Yeah.
My own son is eating hallway pizza. But you know what? Apparently everyone, what? He didn't end up going to school Friday though, because his stomach hurt.
Yeah, but it was 2 days prior. So he was good.
That it wasn't the night before. No,
I don't even know. Days. I'm going to be honest. Every day felt like a week. We did so much. And I was like, no, what did we do this? Like, I couldn't even remember.
It was very,
3 hours later.
Well, because when we left, we had to leave our houses. God bless your husband.
Yeah.
At like 3:30 3 in the morning.
We did. We left at like 3:10 to come get you.
And then we had to Christina.
Friend, and then we went to the airport. Yeah.
And that was fine.
And then her husband picked us up at 1:30 a.m. Thursday night when we got back.
Oh, God.
So thankfully our husbands
saved the day.
You know, didn't make us find a weirdo taxi to get back to where we are.
I mean, honestly, at that point, nothing. We wanted to get home. But it was good. You did want to... Oh.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about...
I titled this episode. So this is episode 5. If you're ever looking back at our episodes, it starts with episode 1, take 2. That's our second episode. It doesn't jump from episode 1 to episode 3 for no reason. Our very first episode, the 25 people that watched it, actually we ended up having
a lot.
It was hundreds of views over the course of a week. But
we didn't know how to save it at that point.
We didn't know it wouldn't save. And so the hundreds of people that got to watch our first episode,
they're like the OGs.
They're just lucky because it's never coming back. And so we don't have an actual episode 1 out there anymore.
But we're on 5 and we're doing
2,
well.
Let's go back and forth. And we titled it something
extra
like,
credit.
Do you have? Can we have extra credit?
And there's a reason for that. For all of the years we've been in education, this does not change, and we will tell you why.
If you are a teacher, you're going to laugh because you are right along with us. It never fails. Every single year.
Before grades come out.
And you're at the end of a quarter.
Every year. It's happened. We've been in education almost 30 years.
Yeah.
It hasn't changed.
And, in fact, even my first year, Claire, back in 1999. You know, Y2K, everything's going down. Like the whole...
What a time to be alive.
The whole thing.
What a time.
Side note, I spent that New Year's in New Orleans with my Boise State girls football team.
Oh, okay.
That was a fun New Year's. Like bringing in 2000. I was a little worried about the Y2K crash, but you know, it didn't happen.
We survived.
But it never fails. It's never going to change. We get emails not only from students but from parents. You are 8 weeks and 4 days into a quarter when it ends at 5 days. And you start getting the emails from kids and parents. How can my student fix their grade? Do you offer any credit? Can my student do any extra credit to get up to a passing grade? And I'm always just flabbergasted at these questions every year because they have access to grades the entire quarter. Like at any time they
and assignments.
They could turn in their
forever.
Work. I mean, we've all, as a teacher, I've always used agendas, and you can always check your grades. Know when due dates are. I mean, there's nothing that's a secret about how to get your good grades.
For generations, teachers have been telling their students when things are due, and it's not a secret. You're right.
Yeah. And I let kids turn in things for a week for only 10% off. It's extremely generous. Extremely.
I've never done
and
that.
It's
She's
always,
way nicer than I am.
It's always after that. Well, can I still turn it in? Oh, my kid didn't know when the deadline was. I'm like, I say it every single day in class because, you take attendance every period.
Every period.
So when I'm taking attendance every period, I'm like, hey, X, Y, and Z assignments, your week late cutoff for it to be a permanent 0. This one's today, this one's tomorrow, this one's Friday. Like I say it multiple times, but every single time I get do you have any extra credit for my child email?
Absolutely.
And I made a parent or two over the years a little upset with my no extra credit policy. I don't have time to do extra credit. Well,
my answer is always like, extra credit, you didn't even do the first stuff.
Yeah.
So you can't have extra if you're not doing the first stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
just do the assignments.
It blows my mind. And it's never like mid-year. It's always right.
It's like 2 days before the quarter ends, and I'm like
grades are done already.
Yeah, because you're trying as hard as you can that last week to keep up on your grading each day because when you're done and grades are due, they're just due. Things lock. And last thing I want to do when I'm trying to keep up with everyday grading is to make up a whole extra assignment for people to do that didn't do the regular assignments.
Yes.
And then grade it to give them points they didn't earn.
When you've already literally spent hours and days and nights grading. So no. So, hot tip, don't ask for extra credit.
Yeah.
And parents, just know that the answer is no.
Yeah, and there are teachers that do extra credit, but
not right at the end.
No, not at the end, but throughout the semester. But it's ever only the people that are already getting the highest A you can possibly get
for sure
that do the extra credit anyways.
That's it.
It's the people that don't need the extra credit, and that's.
But those are like the same parents that come to conferences, generally, and this has been a trend for. Probably since we were in school.
The parents you need to talk to don't show up.
Yes. That's generally how it's been. Now, most schools I've worked at do fall conferences where you meet everyone, and then in the spring it's only those who you need to meet with or who
Yeah, in the school I worked at for a really long time. So we did fall and spring conferences, and it was actually student-led conferences. Parents could ask to set up a separate parent conference, but you did kind of, you had a little conference with them after their students were done presenting their work. And, but I've had a lot of, parents kind of go a little irate and ballistic over, their kids not getting the grades they're wanting. And it's almost like well, what did you do so that my kid did not? I'm like, wait.
What did your child do?
You didn't warn them. You
I
didn't tell them.
Fortunate in that field. I don't know. I feel like where parents are blame less.
Yeah.
And hold their kid more accountable. Shout out to Little Spice on there. Just FYI, Little Spice is watching right now. Shout out to Little Spice.
Oh, nice.
Little Spice Boy. That should be your name on there, Spice Boy.
Right?
No, but we've been fortunate where, parents hold their kids accountable. There is that
Yeah.
one where, you know, they're like, well, you should have let us know. Well, you know, here are 72 emails we sent back and forth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's, as a teacher, that comment probably sends me near the edge more than any other comment.
That's when she goes raging right.
You never told me. You never. And I'm like, listen, as a middle school teacher, I feel like I'm a pretty good communicator.
I would agree.
I try at least once a week to send a little, here's what we did, here's what we're going to do. And I remind parents, you know, sign the agendas, you know, they're due. Because I've always graded agendas on Monday of the next week. It just helps middle school kids learn accountability on keeping track of grades and different things like that. And I've done that for more years than I can count.
It's to set them up for success later on, like the
Especially
AVID program. Yeah, like you're learning all of these.
They need to be independent in high school.
Yeah. Like my son's school does it. They have the AVID classes, and he's in 5th grade. So, yeah, it's...
Yeah. You never told me, or I've never learned how to use the parenting software. I'm like, that's not in my training manual. That's not something that we do.
Speaking of which, have you ever? Okay, if we're using the 0 to so 0 is never.
Okay, 0
and 10 is like the most
always.
Well, yeah, always.
Okay, never to always.
When you join a new district or a new school, have you ever not been trained for like the tech stuff we have to do, the curriculum? Like, I mean,
no, you have to have training. That's what the whole.
But have you ever not like
no?
So you'd say 10, you're always trained and prepared?
Well,
because I would say I was until I moved to Idaho, and I've been in a few schools in Idaho.
Yeah. So yeah, some schools are a full 10. Some schools are not so much.
Some schools are like a 1 or a 2.
It just depends on where
school.
Where I've worked
yeah.
at. So I've worked at, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 schools. Mm-hmm. But even when I was running, I used to work for gymnastic gyms in their like summer camp programs.
And they train you.
In their before and after school programs. I've run after school programs, you know, where I live and things when I took, you know, kind of some breaks in between teaching. But they still, you have to learn how to use the parent check-in and check-out programs. You've got to, you know, there's
you have to honestly
you have to make sure you
like
know
you can't walk in blind.
No,
because if you do, it's just a, you know what kind of show.
Yeah,
but it's not a good show.
Yeah.
So that does either make or break, I think. But here's the good thing, especially I would say about middle school, is that teachers are always willing to help you, sit with you, like the teams. They're, very fortunate,
or at least get you to the right person.
Yes.
At least get you to the right person. Yeah. So one of my craziest conference stories was my second year. So I taught. I would say, I don't know, 4 or 5 years. And then I stayed home with my kids.
Yes.
Well, at the time I had 1, and then we had more. Shout out to my kids. But I stayed home until my last one got to 1st grade.
Yes.
And I was really fortunate. My husband was able, you know, to be in a place that I could do that.
Yeah.
Not everybody gets that opportunity. And so, I went back to work 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So my second year back, which is about 8 years ago, I remember being in my classroom and I'm conducting 3 conferences at the same time. Because when you do student-led conferences in middle school, we usually had 3 to 4 families come in a time
because you have so many families.
Because because you're doing all of middle school.
Absolutely.
I was specialized in social studies.
Right.
For and I taught leadership class for either 6th grade or 7th grade, depending on, you know, what my homeroom was that year. And then electives were always a mixture of 6th, 7th, and 8th grade kids. And, but I was at this conference and, we have times, but it's okay if you go over your time a little bit because some families were faster, some were slower. You just come in. I had 8 desk pods. You find an empty desk pod. The kids knew where to grab their stuff, and they knew how to initiate the conference. They just sat down and got going. And I realized after I had banging on my outdoor windows, I had a parent at my window saying a lot of very, very choice things to me. And so this is a parent who has been banned from being on campus and stuff. And so I'm realizing real quick, I need to get the principal over to my classroom. We need to call 911. We need to get our SRO officer who is on standby over there. Shout out Officer Micah in Boise. He was always amazing, and and stuff. So I've got the office calling them, and I'm trying to get the principal over, and I have this. I want to say about 3 families in there at the time, and I locked my door. I flipped the lock.
It's good you know how to do that, because I still don't know how to lock my door.
Not letting the parent, in my... Well, this time, every classroom had a door to the outside. We did have obviously a fence that during the day, was locked and things like that. But with conferences, the door, the gates are just open.
I still don't know how to lock our doors.
I gotcha.
Kids do, but I don't.
But yeah, and so I was a little bit nervous because we had a few encounters over the years with this parent, and it was only supposed to be the grandparents who had custody of the student as well.
Of course.
Was supposed to be there doing the conference, and poor grandma's saying I'm sorry through the window because mom showed up in her own car, and but this guy, he's just this giant Army vet, and he was just fresh out of the military, and he's like, oh, heck no. And he goes out, and he's just, he took care of it before anybody could even get there, and he let her know, right away,
not appropriate.
You don't disrespect the teachers. You don't show up on campus if you're not invited. And he was able to escort her right off campus across the street.
I found out in Idaho that if a parent's cursing out a teacher or anything like that, they can be charged as a misdemeanor. My old SRO told me that.
Yep.
And that's a rule we don't have I didn't have that issue in California, but
you do not have to sit and let yourself be abused.
Generally, admin take care of that, but if for some reason they don't, you can
walk out.
Well, or file a report.
Both.
So it's
highly advised both.
For sure. For sure.
But most of my conferences over the year have been highly enjoyable.
My God, amazing! I love meeting with the parents.
We have so many, just from now all the way back through all my years.
Our parents are cool as heck.
I love meeting parents too, and I feel like it explains so much about the students. Sometimes it's often apple meat tree.
For sure.
I was like, okay, this makes so much more sense. But
or when they when you're telling the parent oh, well, this is what the kid told me, or this is the story. Yeah. And you see them give their kid the side eye, and you're like, oh, God, maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
How many relationships have I
those are kind of funny conversations, though.
They actually are.
There's nothing better than which is why, parents are always like, do I need to bring my student to conferences? I'm like, absolutely.
Student.
Because, and it's just, they need to take accountability. They're the reason their grade is whatever their grade is.
And then you don't want to be the middleman where they're hearing a different story. You all want to be on the same page.
And when you have to, I try to ease into it. I'm like, so this is what I'm hearing. And I'm looking at the student. I'm like, am I right? Or, yeah.
Right, exactly.
You're trying to ease into it. I mean, you could just put it out there, but you don't want full shock by the parents, because sometimes. And I will fully admit, I have been there with my own kids where you're a little clueless to stuff that's going on. As open as you try to be and you try to be on it, kids are just going to be kids.
Well, and teachers always, I don't know, I will say with my kids' teachers, who I've loved, the majority of them, even his current teacher, I think she was probably a little shocked at her first, and I love her, she's a friend. I was like, everyone starts out with a positive, and I was like, look, I know my kid's a joy. I know he's helpful. I was like, just don't sugarcoat it. Tell me what he needs to work on. And she was like, oh. But, because I just feel like we have so many conferences and like I know she and in Hudson's, my son's class, they have 34 kids.
Yeah.
34 fifth graders. Like, so you're having to do 34 conferences. Like, let me know what I can do to help him and you.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Hopefully she appreciates it. I mean, she still talks to me and I love her.
My poor kids are like, it doesn't matter what they say. You're going to support the teacher anyways. I'm like, absolutely.
And that's what I feel. Shout out Spangler. We love you.
I know. Because, but I mean, I will 100% back my kid when I know, like, you know your kid, what they are and they aren't. But I'm also going to do a thorough parent investigation. If a teacher says something, I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt until I know it's not true.
But that did bite me in the butt when I first moved here, remember? So my son was in second grade, and
yeah, I've been wrong before.
Right, and I was the admin. No, I wasn't wrong. I didn't listen to my kid. So what happened?
No, that's what I meant. I was wrong by backing the teacher, not my kid.
Well, and at that point, I was the dean of students at 2 campuses, but I wasn't like the type of admin who would like go, or even teacher, if I was on the same campus, would go in my son's class because I didn't want to be overbearing. Mm-hmm. So like he would always, and I would hear stories about this teacher, and this is a few schools ago, always yelling at the students. And like I kept in touch with a lot of the teachers when I left, and they were like, you know, a lot of kids are being moved out of that class because she's constantly yelling at all the kids. So finally, I said to my son one day, he's at a school in our town at this point, and none of us were there. I said, hey, how come you never told me, like, she always yelled at your class, not like you specifically? And he goes, you were the administrator. I thought you knew.
Yeah.
And like, it literally kind of killed me because he's like, I always told you, but I thought you knew what was happening and just you couldn't do anything about it. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know what I could have done. I probably could have moved him out of that class, which would have been awkward. But like, so that kind of made me listen to my child.
Yeah. Well, because sometimes parents have a hard time like believing that their kids would do certain things at
absolutely.
School. Like I can remember 5 years ago, I was having boys being busy boys. It was a very boy-heavy class, and I had this kid, while I was teaching, would just randomly bark because he thought it was hilarious. The class would laugh, and he liked the attention. And sweetest kid ever. But I'm like, the barking has to stop. Like, you know, trying to get kids back on track.
Too. That's weird.
It's a little weird.
I'm going to be honest.
We're not in second grade anymore. So,
I mean, I would think that's
and so I was telling the parents, and it was a lot of my kid would never, and I was like, you know, going on. All of a sudden, the dad,
my kid would never.
The dad, I think, could just tell, and he looks over at the student, and he's like, "Bark, show me what you're doing in class. Bark." And the dad sat there and made the student bark, and so everybody at conferences could hear, and.
Good.
And the kid finally, you know, did. He's like, you're doing that in the middle of class while Mrs. Wright is trying to teach? And he's like, and you know, and the parents
did he know he was doing it or like?
Well, I had sent a message at one point.
No. Did the kid realize he was doing it?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was fully aware.
You know, like we have kids that like sing and don't know it.
No, it'd be like you turn around to write something on the board. And so they do that to distract you. You're not looking. And obviously, in middle school, the kids are just going to rat you out. It's not like anybody's keeping your secret about who's doing the barking. They're like, Billy's barking like
again.
Nobody wants to be known. You know, and I reached out.
Thank you,
I reached out to the parents like, hey, I need you to talk to your kid. Like, they keep barking in the middle of class. And it was kind of like my kid would never situation. And it continued happening. And so finally, I was like, you need to bark for your parents. And so we sat there, and then the dad. But when the kid admitted to it too, like I got like amazing apologies and just whatever. But my favorite is when the parents like make the kids write an apology and read it. Like I've had so many parents.
Oh my God! I have a video of one where the kid is
apologies.
going. Reading it to me. My mom and she's a friend of ours, so she's like, my mom's making me read this to you. And by the way, this 100%. Is a great kid. So, but that's why he's a great kid, because the second anything is awry, his
Yeah.
mom, bless her little heart, DS, you know who you are,
Yeah.
holds him accountable.
Yeah. And that's the best part is like I've gotten these apology letters, and so many times the parents are like, "Oh no, they need to read them to the class," and I was like, "You want him to stand up front and read that?" Yeah,
You had one pretty recently.
I did, and it's like you're not just reading it to them. I've had so many over the years,
but I'm telling you, that is why
it's mostly been
these
boys.
parents
It's been mostly been boys, but it's these kids. That's why I know these kids are going to be okay.
Oh my God.
These kids are going to be amazing,
awesome.
adults because their parents hold them accountable for their behavior. And I mean, there is nothing
if they
more
worked on the
humiliating
hygiene,
in middle
that'd
school
be better.
than standing up and reading apologies.
Oh God, yeah, because you're admitting you're wrong. And you're a jokester.
I would like apologies about the hygiene. I would like somebody to write.
I am offended about the hygiene.
Teacher, listen. If you teach middle school. No, I'm going to go 4th grade and higher, because when that body odor starts.
And I asked a class once. I was like, "You guys make sure you're shower morning and night." And they're like, "Every day." And I was like, "What? What do you mean?" And I'm like, "You don't shower every day?"
Yeah.
And multiple kids in the class were like, "Maybe a couple times a week."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Is water a problem?" And they were like, "No."
Yeah. Well, I also have one.
My son stinks and is sticky. He has to shower every day.
But I also have kids who shower and put the same clothes back on.
Okay.
It has to be.
Hudson does that at night, and it drives Shane nuts.
Yeah, clean clothes. Like if you're gonna shower and be clean, everything. I mean, underwear has 2 sides, but still, find a new pair.
Yeah, and when Hudson's in my bed, and I do like him to be clean and smelling good because I don't want my own personal space on my entire bed.
Putting those stinky clothes back on defeats the whole purpose of a shower.
Why did you shower?
Because that BO is just going to cling to you.
And by the way, it's not like they're lacking in the clothing department or the laundry. Like, I will wash your clothes for you. We used to have kids in Compton, which, by the way, the kids were fine. They, whatever. But they would change for PE. And I took a bucket and put it in my room. I had them label their clothes and put it in a mesh bag. And I would wash their clothes for them. And at some point, they were like, "You got to stop doing that. Like, you're enabling them." And I was like, "Here's the thing. We didn't have lockers. They smelled like butt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, by Friday, because, it's California, so it's freaking hot all the time.
All the time.
I don't know. And PE is every day, year round, unless it's, raining. And then they're doing it in a classroom. But these, I don't understand. And do they not smell themselves? Because I know after I work out, I can tell that I stink.
Sometimes I think they can't.
Really?
I think if you're just sitting in
you're used to it
all the time, it's probably just what you think you smell like.
I love and appreciate the kids that are like, "Hey, Witherspoon, here, can we go put on deodorant and this?" And then I was like,
if you're a middle school parent, 100% buy those kids extra
3
deodorant.
or 4 deodorants.
Put them in their backpacks. Put them in their lunchbox. I've got kids that carry deodorant in their pocket. They're like, "Can I go put my deodorant on?" I'm like, "Do you have a phone in your pocket?" They're like, "It's my deodorant." I'm like, "Bless you." Because
Thank you.
My room after lunch, I put on my diffuser. Some days I forget,
When I
because my students go to PE. These are 7th graders. God bless 7th graders. They smell, and I'm just telling you what. They go to PE, and they keep on their 5 sweatshirts for
and we have an awesome PE teacher.
Unknown reasons. They don't strip down, so they are sweating through all these sweatshirts. And then they go to lunch and they play outside, and that is they're playing basketball and they're playing volleyball and they're playing gaga ball. I mean they're soccer and
it's at every middle school.
And they come in and they're just their hair
red.
is wet. They've got sweat dripping down their face. Their shirt, their whole collar is just so good. But they keep their sweatshirts on, so their sweatshirts are also
and
soaked with
I
sweat.
forget sometimes that words come out of my mouth without thinking. So I'll go and I'm like, "Oh my God, can you not smell the funk?"
So bad. Especially if I forget to turn that.
Oh my God. On. It's ridiculous.
After
we
lunch,
don't have windows that open.
No.
No, we don't have windows.
People would be jumping out. They'd be running off to play. Listen,
actually,
I
don't think I've ever worked in a school with windows that open.
Oh, well, when I was in 7th grade, I did go out the windows. My
windows open then when I was in middle school, but
yeah,
since I've been teaching, those windows don't open.
Make them to open because they don't want people coming in, obviously.
I mean, I would rather risk it with the scent.
But yeah. Or, if people could just leave my air alone and not come try to calculate it.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Listen,
that was hilarious.
That was not
hilarious. I was told all that. Nope, we regulator. Because I like my room cold.
Don't touch my air. Yeah, I don't want to be hot in my classroom.
Well, we don't sit. Like, we're constantly walking. Every teacher knows this.
Moving.
You are moving all the time. Your temperature is, you're always hot. Like, it's always.
Yeah.
So, the kids are like, it's free. Like, it doesn't matter where you teach.
They know it's going to be cold. Bring a sweatshirt.
100%.
And I'm at this point advocating for a new sweatshirt after lunch. I mean, bring a change of clothes. Do what you got to do.
Oh my gosh. One of my amazing kiddos was cleaning out her locker, and I kid you not, I stood there and I was like,
so many clothes.
I said, "Are you living here?" And she just starts to show my words. She's like, "Why are you asking that?" And I was like, "Because she couldn't get her backpack in."
Yeah.
She had 11 sweat. I was like, "Let me get you a bag. Take those bad boys." Also, God bless your parents for buying you this many sweatshirts. And you not wearing the same one every day.
Right.
But also, you still have a supply at home when you have 11 in your locker.
But which is why she has a supply at home. Because they're buying more because they think they're out of sweatshirts.
And she cleaned it out that day. Oh my God, these... maybe locker... I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten to the point where, like, if lunch boxes are still in my lunch bin after 2 days, like, I'm sending it to the lost and found.
That's what we do.
Like, the smell, it moves, and no.
It's not good.
It's not good.
And I feel like it follows them throughout every school you work at, throughout the day.
I've gotten to the point where I think every middle school teacher should put deodorant on the school supply list.
Yeah.
But
we've also been told in different schools, like, that's a touchy subject. Like, you may not want to have that conversation with the kids. And I'm like, I've always been, and my students who are watching this, we the ones and the parents. Hygiene. I talk to them about hygiene, talk to them about nutrition.
If you love your kids, tell them they smell.
Yeah.
And then tell them how to fix it.
And also feed them when they want to eat because, sometimes they don't want to eat in front of their friends.
Yeah.
Because it's middle school and, we're weird.
I cannot keep enough snacks in my room. Kids.
Well, hey, side note, I eat most of your snacks. Let's be real.
Well,
no,
okay.
I do.
Okay. I won't argue that, but I do give out a lot of snacks to kids who, my assumption is they're getting up late. So I talk to parents. I'm like, there's food. I'm like, well, they're not bringing anything.
And they don't want to eat in front of their friends at lunch.
No. And so I'm feeding so many kids, but
we've been doing that
it gets spendy after a while. Get spendy. Because I do the same thing. I hand out deodorant. I hand out...
Because you're not just a teacher. You're literally a nurse. You're a therapist. You're a nutritionist.
I hand out so many freaking Band-Aids.
Well, that's because we love our front desk. And we don't want to keep sending them up there for thousands of Band-Aids.
Yeah, I know. I just bought another huge box from Costco. I'm like, well, that, and just, I don't want them missing the class time.
No.
I mean, it takes them 10 minutes to get a Band-Aid because they're doing 10 other things on the way there and back. I'm like.
That is true.
I used to actually put them out in a box, but one year.
Oh, no, because they're going to swipe them all.
Oh, I did. And I'm in the middle of teaching history. This is about 4 years ago. And I still have pictures of these kids, these two boys who often were very disruptive in my class. They were a couple of toughies. And I literally turn around and they had Band-Aids. They looked like mummies. They had so many Band-Aids. They had them just everywhere. You could see their eyes, their nose, and their mouth. I started calling them the Band-Aid Brigade. And I took pictures and I sent it to the parents. I'm like, well, you were asking what your kids were doing because they're failing my class. Here's a picture. the Band-Aid Brigade boys are back at it, so I would really appreciate it if you could also resupply my Band-Aid box.
Did they?
Of course. I mean, they're amazing parents, and of course the kids got in trouble.
Well, and the parents are, like, embarrassed about it. They're like...
Well, I'm always like, are you aware your student has brought 3 pairs of scissors, 4 boxes of Band-Aids, and some Tupperware in their binder today? I mean, what kids show up within their binder sometimes is, like, pretty
Well,
weird.
as I look back on my Facebook memories, like, one of my friends, Christina, who's still at Clinton and Compton, like, would send, like, this was, I think we were teaching kinder first, I don't know, like, remember baby bottles that were made of glass?
Yes.
With juice, and we're like...
Why?
Why is your kid still using a bottle and attending school?
Yeah.
Okay, we do have a question.
Okay.
Are you ready for the question?
I'm ready.
What are favorite snacks?
Oh, my favorite snacks? Oh, okay. I love the white cheddar.
That's true, baby spice.
I do. I love white cheddar Cheez-Its.
White cheddar Cheez-Its.
I love all Cheez-Its.
Goldfish.
We love
Goldfish.
all the Cheez-Its, all the Goldfish.
All of them.
Love those.
Those fruit bars from Costco. Oh my God,
yeah.
we live on those.
Yeah.
Like they're like passion fruit, but
strawberry, banana.
Yeah. I've actually done my.
We did have a conversation about this in DC. Okay, one thing we both really, really like is red vines.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, the Twizzlers.
Don't give us. Okay, so we were at the Natural History Smithsonian.
Yeah.
And we took a little break at the cafeteria because we'd been there many times. And all of our parent chaperones had our kids in groups. And they were
we
like...
also needed a pee.
Yeah, and they were like, you guys go to the bathroom, go find a coffee. We're like, bless you all.
Which was amazing.
And we did.
And the students surprised us.
We found popsicles, and we found... Oh my God. They bought us coffee as well.
It was really sweet.
And the choices weren't great. There was like a box of lemon heads, which was just a weird thing to have at the snack bar anyways. But and a couple
we didn't want a meal.
There was like Raisinets, lemon heads, and then Twizzler bites.
Raisinets.
And so I was like, okay, I'm buying the Twizzlers. And then I was professing her, they are a step up from the old 80s wax lips.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that, like, the wax, you get the bottles with the juice, and you just chew on it. And, like, it had
They're not good.
Wasn't good, but we did it. Twizzlers are like a step up. Now, my husband is hands down a Twizzler fan.
We're a Red Vine fan.
I am team Red Vines. I actually like black licorice, too. But
do?
I do like black licorice, and I think...
Do you like black jelly beans, too?
No. That's a little too much.
But that's the same thing. It's just
it's too strong. They're stronger, but
You have the weakness.
Do you know why I think I like black licorice? My dad, to try to get around us taking his licorice, he would always buy black licorice.
Oh.
And so, if you were going to have licorice, you had to eat the black.
And it was like a sweet treat.
And they were the red vines. Yeah, I'm not going to get that with our Shasta soda or RC Cola. You got like once a month.
Shasta.
Like,
yeah.
You know?
That was like the generic cheap soda. That was all our family.
We sat and we powered like we had never eaten before. We were like 6 miles in at this point that day. And we were eating these Twizzler
and
bites.
For some reason, they were really good.
And we were like, they're so good. I mean, they're so waxy. They're really not good, but for some reason, that moment, that was the best box of
one of our
Twizzler bites
parents, and I love him. I don't think you were sitting with us at the airport when this happened, but one fell on the floor, and his wife.
I was in the bathroom.
Were you there?
I was in the bathroom, of course.
His wife had told me, like, because we were talking about little kids and how they, like, when my son was little. Like, we had not very far past this until we moved out of California. He would, like, he was a germaphobe. He didn't like his hands, but would, like, lick the railings, and it was just gross. And one of our parents was like, oh, my God, my husband still eats stuff off the ground. I'm like, no, he doesn't. Mm-hmm. He dropped one of the Twizzler things in the airport, picked it up, and I was like, I'll throw it out, and he ate it. She was like, mouth. I told you, and I was like,
put it in his mouth.
In a public airport.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Allie about lost it.
I was like, I wanted to clean it. I was like, do you need Listerine? What do you need for this situation? Yeah. He's like, but I'm pretty sure that's why his immune system is so strong.
Oh,
it was impressive.
For sure.
And by the way, wife is pregnant and walked and was way better than any of us.
Out walking. I'm pretty sure I was out bathrooming her. I was like,
never complained.
I'm like, you're
never
a rock star.
sat down. I was like, I didn't even know she was pregnant until she got on the plane.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I have never been more
Super
impressed with
adorable.
someone. And oh my God, I wanted to put her in my pocket. And by the way, if I looked like that pregnant, I would keep having babies.
Right?
Like, she was just
She
like,
looks great.
you can't even tell she's pregnant unless you're like literally, and she's
Right
like halfway.
there.
Yeah, she's,
Yeah.
oh my God, I would totally, yeah. She, well, and
But
her kids are
they were
adorable.
amazing.
They were
they
all,
were super amazing.
and we had gone through a week of parent conferences till late at night.
So tired after parent conference.
And then, you know, right into spring break.
Well, and I was sick.
You were sick.
I got really sick.
Which she would never admit, by the way. She's like, no, it's the change in weather. And
well,
I'm like,
okay,
no.
technically I was sick. They said it was a sinus infection because my allergies got so bad. That's what they said. They said it wasn't contagious. But I lost my voice.
You totally
and,
did.
Coughing. But it just like I woke up one day and it was just gone. It just went away. So
I mean, you're literally like this with parents and kids. Yeah. I mean, regardless.
I took hand sanitizer and tissues. I was like, please sanitize before you sit down. We're going on a trip. And I did not want to be sick on our trip.
No. And one of our friends who went, she, poor thing, was the first couple days. And like, you could just tell, like, by the way, she was a champ. Yeah. But like, powered through it. But you could just tell she was like a cute little walking zombie. And God bless her, she powered through and by the end was feeling great. Yeah. But now I think her mom, actually I saw her, is not feeling great. And I could tell when I saw her, I was like, what's going on here? Like, you're not your normal. Yeah. Like, she's like, I think I caught what her daughter. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, that makes sense.
Or the 10,000 things we touched along the way. Because
oh my God.
Everybody's touching everything.
Oh, and by the way, let's touch upon this. Every teacher in America knows this. Our students now bring these things. Some look like giant ice cube. These stupid squishies, which they don't just use them. They drop them on the floor. Then they put them on their mouth. And finally, I was like, "Do you know how much that has been on the floor?"
Gross. And restaurant floor, not just like on your hotel
airport floor.
Just,
even the hotel floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and all the hands on it. And, like, it's just, by the way, in case you were wondering, don't bring them to the airport either. Because apparently they don't get through security.
Oh, yeah. They set the security alarms off.
Yeah.
Along with so many things.
All the things.
Yeah. But we had a good trip. We made it through parent-teacher conferences. We survived.
I loved parent-teacher conferences. I did not have one bad one.
Our parents are delightful.
They are rock stars. Like, and
we have good kids and parents.
And we were our Joe with food. Like, I mean, like,
we had amazing.
I don't think I was hungry.
Yeah,
like,
our food was really good.
We were pretty spoiled, I would say.
Oh, for sure.
But it is hard.
But they're long days.
Long days, man. I mean,
yeah.
Well, working out in the morning.
Wednesday. Yeah, I'm there before 7 because we still have school our first day.
Oh my God!
And then it's from after school until 8:00 at night, and then the next day it's 8 a.m. to
Once
8 p.m.
you get through the first couple, though, it's just like a roll. Like, I was surprised the first one that it was already like 8 or 9, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, holy cow! Like, this went by so fast.
I had a lot of breaks in my schedule, but I didn't end up really with breaks.
No.
Parents just kind of showed up at odd times, which is fun.
It was perfect.
Because it was spread out, and I didn't feel like the wait times were long, so that was nice.
No, and it's just nice having those conversations with them, and I mean, it's not all about school, like, it's a lot, like, personal conversations about our lives, their lives, like, the interconnectedness of it all.
Building relationships is important, and it's good. It's hard sometimes, but it's good.
Well, and like in California, I had generations and generations of families. So like, you know, siblings and this, and like people were then bringing their kids, like, you know, that I had. So I hope to get to that point here.
Yeah.
Like where I'm seeing that and seeing those.
So for me, I am, because I've been here.
You are, yeah.
Like the kids that I coached, I've taught their kids now. And in fact, while we were in DC, my daughter is like, "Hey, Miss Bauer said hi," and I was like,
Hey,
"Okay, tell me who Miss Bauer is," and she's like, "Oh, she's one of our guidance counselors."
Oh, you told me that.
And then I was like, well, "Okay, well, what's
you
her
were the
name?"
coach, right?
And she's like, "You coached her. You were her coach when she was a kid, and now she's working with my daughter who's about to graduate
because we're old."
So yeah, so you get the cycles. You get the cycles.
It's nice, and I love seeing the kids grow and flourish, and like the job. Like my old principal, I was texting her when we were in DC, which I'm sad we didn't see her daughter. Her daughter now, who used to come volunteer in my class, like when she was probably like 12, is now working for like the government in DC and with her boyfriend there. And my old principal, hi Kanika. She is looking to move to Maryland to like be closer, and like she's one of the heads of LACO, which is LA County Office of Education. Like, I mean, like I'm like, wait, isn't she still like 10, like or 12? How is she working for the government?
It's crazy when you see your kids grown up and starting families. Like so many of my, even when I came back from 10 years ago, I have so many of my kids that were 6th graders.
It's wild.
That are just getting married or have just gotten married or have just had babies. And I was like, how are they this
I
old?
can't. And especially you see it on social media. One of my last principals in Compton, she was just posting her daughter's wedding, and like her daughter was like a teen when like I first met. Now she's clearly in her late 20s, but like it's insane. Like
you don't see them all the time. It's hard.
Like, what do you mean she's getting married?
Right, you keep them in this up. Okay, well, I think we're at our time.
Are we at our time?
I think
guys.
We're at our time.
We love you. We will be back on we're back on our schedule, guys.
Yeah, but shoot us messages. If you're wanting bracelets, we won't hand stuff out at work.
No,
but we can get things.
We can mail things. We can, we can,
Yeah, and if you're wanting to put an order in for a cup, we can collect some orders.
We can hook you up.
We'll figure out.
We're going to do shirts.
Yeah. So we'll get some stuff
figured out. We got you guys. We have stickers, pens. Yeah, right?
Bracelets.
Stickers, pens, bracelets. Now amazing mugs, which I'm so excited.
I know.
So you guys didn't see this part, but when Stephanie got here. Oh,
I will post it.
I was like, ooh, let me see your new cute cup. And she moved it away, and I was like, what's in there?
I didn't want her to see that said 2 broke teachers and a mic.
It's so cute.
Because I brought hers in a box. I promised my daughter, shout out to my youngest daughter.
Love you, Lucy.
I promised her I would do an unboxing video. So I did an unboxing video of her opening her cup.
It was literally like one of the highlights.
Yeah, so we will post that later.
It was very exciting.
It was fun. So we're moving to the big times.
You guys keep sharing, go
posting. Back, reshare our old stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It sounds like with the algorithms, more we get
the algorithms.
A logarithm.
It's algorithm.
Is that what I said?
No, you said a logarithm.
Oh, listen, I am so tired.
Oh my God, I so hope Zoe, please say you heard that. Please, Zoe, please. Collins, please say you heard that.
I heard myself say it right, but yeah, it didn't come out right. Anyways.
I was like, what's an logarithm?
And
I don't do math.
Algorithm. Listen. I am so DC tired right now.
Should 100% been the title.
I was like, but that's what I just said. And you're like, no, you're probably
We're gonna rewatch it.
I don't even have to rewatch it. I'm sure I did. Yeah,
y'all,
but share it. Share it.
So our algorithm.
We're delirious. It's okay.
I was like,
okay.
That's not a word.
No,
that's not a word.
No, but okay. I'm gonna coin that word now, and just that's gonna be my word. I'm just gonna call it
a logarithm.
When I say a logarithm, I'll call it a logarithm.
You're coining it.
I'm sure.
She's patenting it.
I'm gonna make. I'll
hashtag
patent it.
A logarithm.
Listen, Listen.
Let's get that.
Listen.
A logarithm.
Listen, Linda.
Listen, Linda.
No. Anyways, okay. Share our stuff. Yeah, we'll be back
next weekend.
In the next weekend.
Yeah.
In the next weekend. I apparently can't talk anymore, so that's why we're getting off.
I mean, we're gonna go to bed. Is really what it's. It's already 7:30. We all know how this is going to
I know.
be.
It's 9:30 DC time. I
And
gotta
we're
get myself
still,
flipped.
like, I took a nap. I had an imaginary conversation with her about her daughter, Lucy.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, is Lucy okay? And she goes, why? I'm
I was like, what?
didn't you text me and tell me you're not coming over till later because of Lucy?
I did
She's like,
not.
what are you talking about?
Yeah. Totally delirious.
Oh, someone says I'm not Greg. I don't understand. Okay, well.
That's okay. I'm not Greg either. So
I'm
don't
not
worry
Greg
about
either.
It.
I don't know who.
Don't.
Do we know Greg? Is there a Greg?
There can be.
I'll
just start.
Many Gregs.
I can just start calling people Greg.
I dated a guy, Greg.
I used to be related to a Greg. Greg Brady. Maybe it's Greg Brady. Maybe we're that famous already.
Is he still alive?
I don't even know.
I don't know. Okay, we love you guys.
Yep. We'll talk to you later. See you next week.
Bye, guys. Peace out.